We're back in action, heading back to Kentucky. It's one of my favorite hunts of the year. It's youth season. We get to pull a rifle out for a couple days.
They're going down.
You're watching Wallhanger TV. This portion is brought to you by Reconyx, the all-American made best trail camera on the market. See what you've been missing. Scent Killer Gold by Wildlife Research Center. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt. Redneck Blinds, the best hunting blind on the planet. Athlon, ridiculously good optics. Gator Tracks Boats, purpose-built boats for the extreme outdoors. Wallhanger Pedestals, customize your next trophy. Old South Dog Boxes, custom dog boxes, kennels, and trailers. Huntworth, top-notch gear at an affordable price. Yamaha, the all-new R-Max and their full lineup of ATVs, UTVs, and side-by-sides. Serious business. Backstrapping distance.
Dropping in Wallhanger, you know hunting runs through my blood. Whether it's setting decals or pintails, or slaying airs of whitetail bucks, making homemade blind hunting gobblers, or snagging gator on 12-aught hooks. Glad to say the Lord made me this way to hunt for him down here in the woods.
Just a little sneak peek into a little part of our life. Alright guys, it's the middle of deer season, and the weather is finally changing and the deer are moving, starting to get kind of their pre-rut activity. But as a lot of you know, if you remember, Hurricane Helene hits on the East Coast and it tears up a lot of stuff. And we're from Louisiana. We know all too well what it's like for storm recovery and cleanup. So there's a few things in this life that's more important than deer season. So we're getting together with a group of friends and family from right here at home, and we are heading out to Georgia, taking a time out from deer season and going to help these guys out with some storm recovery.
Bless this church. God bless our body in Jesus' name.
Well, I can tell you the group of guys that went to do cleanup in Georgia, one thing you do not have to worry about is them going hungry, because there's a group of guys there that can cook anything, with anything, and from anything.
One thing about it, it doesn't matter whether it's a church experience or work, hunting, or storm cleanup. This group of guys gets together, we're going to eat good and we're going to have fun. That's a pot of chili. It's starting to look good.
Big dude.
Well, anytime Chad goes away with a group of guys from Coyell, there's no telling what's going to happen or what is going to be said.
Look, whenever we go to bed tonight and he puts this mask on and I'm eating this chili, I'm gonna come over here and fart in this machine. Show him the machine. That is the preacher. This is the preacher's. This is the preacher's. The preacher's breathing machine. So tonight I'm gonna fart in the filter.
God bless you.
God bless you.
When I die, hallelujah, by and by, I'll fly away. I can't even walk without the road in my hand.
We start Christmas choir cantata rehearsal next Sunday. I expect y'all to be in the quiet. Okay?
Not it.
All right.
Well, we got the job wrapped up in Georgia. We're heading back home. Had a great week up there helping these guys out. And even though they have a long road to recovery, we're heading back home to get back to work so we can get back into deer woods. Wallhanger TV is brought to you by Gator Tracks Boats. Purpose-built boats for the extreme outdoors. With all welded construction, Gator Tracks has the toughest, most customizable boats on the market. Build it the way you want it for your needs. Gator Tracks Boats. Purpose-built boats for the great outdoors. At Wallhanger TV, we depend heavily on good optics. From the swamps of South Louisiana to the plains out west, Athlon gives us the quality scopes, rangefinders, and binoculars that we need to get the job done. The weather in Kentucky is breaking for only about 2 days with a little bit of a north wind, and I would really like to run up there, but I can't get a camera guy lined up, and our shop is busy, and I really shouldn't be leaving the shop anyway. We're pretty busy, but I've got everything lined up. I'm going to work late tonight to try to get them enough work for the next day and a half, and I think I'm going to jump in the truck solo and go film a Kentucky hunt. It's not a high percentage hunt right now. We don't have any particular buck that's consistent, but there's a lot of deer on the beans. And the reconnaissances are hot right now with just a lot of random bucks coming through. So I basically hunt about a day, jump in the truck and drive all night home for work. But deer season is still young, so I ain't wore out yet. I think I'm gonna try to make it happen. Well, that's one project down. This one's shipping out tomorrow. Couple more things to do tonight, and we might just head to Kentucky. It's the part that a lot of people don't see when you, one, run your own business, and two, watch Wallhanger TV and get to see that we're just running around shooting a bunch of deer everywhere. We do have real jobs. We do run a business, and it takes a lot. It takes a lot of effort. So the time that we take off to hunt, we have to make up for late nights like this, working a lot of weekends. We work a lot of hours, 50, 60 hours a week during the summer. And that's not odd. A lot of working people out there do that and still don't get to hunt as much as we do. So we are blessed to be able to have the work and to be able to hunt. But it does come at a price. A little bit of north wind, and I want to be able to take off and go to Kentucky for just a day and a half. And I'm going to make it a point to do it. But I'm going to be out here late tonight trying to figure out a way to get there. Man, October can be so tough. They call it the October lull, and I don't necessarily think it's when deer stop moving. I think it's just they have so much food around them, and the rut hasn't really pushed them into high gear yet, and they just don't have to travel a whole lot. They can stay in the timber. The water's usually not an issue. They're back in a little bit wetter pattern, and it can just be tough. But I can't stand it. It's a cold front. We got a north wind. I have got to get in the deer woods. And we just pulled in at camp. The soybeans are still looking pretty good. Camp looks like it survived. One quick thing, the very first thing I do, even though we're going to be in the woods in about an hour, the first thing I do, I pull my hunt wear clothes out. I stick them on the line. I call it old school because we used to always air them out. And I'm going to spray them down. Spray them down really good with scent killer and let it dry. It's going to take about 10 minutes for them to dry. I hang them on the line, spray them, flip them on the line, spray it, let them air dry. Especially a day like today with a little north wind, it doesn't take long. You apply it and dry it, put them puppies on, and we're going in the woods, baby.
You know, one common denominator for us when we are going on hunts, no matter where that is scent control. And one company that has just about anything you need, from help storing your clothes and your products to showering, spray, and everything in between, is Wildlife Research Center. So if you're looking for a way to up the odds in the field this year, check out Wildlife Research Center.
This portion of Wallhanger TV is brought to you by Showtime Dog Food, formulated by experts, proven in the field. The Wall family has owned and ran sporting dogs for generations. We know how important a good feed can be. It's the fuel to success. Go to midsouthfeeds.com. It's been an eventful morning. We've already seen some coons, a couple deer, turkeys, a lot of crows. We already got a blood trail this morning.
Unintentionally.
Yeah, so even though I've been bow hunting longer than I care to admit, before daylight this morning, I decided to change a broadhead out, and right as we were getting on the buggy, and when I went to turn it, it kind of broke loose and sliced my thumb wide open, and it bled like a blood trail. So we took about 2 minutes, ran in the camper, wrapped that puppy up, back in the woods, and we still made it there before daylight. So I'll deal with my hand when I leave. As long as I can still shoot a bow, we're gonna get after it.
We're set up in a spot. We've actually never killed a deer out of this tree, but we just set it up last year. We're just set up in a really cool transition area. Hoping to try to catch these bucks, freshening up some old sign after the rain or coming back to bed.
Well, there's times of year during hunting season I've learned just to stay home because it's a dead time. So me and Caden stayed home for school, basketball, all the everyday stuff, and Chad just itching to get in the woods, just hoping and praying something's gonna happen, and you never know, but it is dead where they're hunting right now.
We struggled a little bit today to figure out where to go because there's a spot in the woods we really want to get into, but we're gonna wait and go in there in the morning. We're going to stick to the green field, the Seanan food plot we worked real hard to get down. It's coming up and looking great. The beans are still standing, but it's not that big of a deal. Right now, that stand is a redneck and a pinch point. It's where Caden killed her deer earlier in the year. So now that she's tagged out, Daddy gets to go try it.
It's cooler today than it's been all week. It's not cold, but it's the coolest day we've had. They had that rain yesterday. It's just a lot of fresh air out and about today. So for right now, we're going to tuck in tight. These food plots are fairly young, but they look really good. They're up nice. But we've got a lot of reconnaissance cameras of bucks right here in this field since Caden shot hers. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. But either way, we're going to enjoy the hunt. We'll see a few deer somewhere for sure.
So I know this segment of hunting, you're expecting to see more in October. So am I. I have high hopes, but it's a grind. And some trips, no matter how good we make it look on TV, we may make a big trip and hunt a week and only see a few deer. This trip was one of those times. We had a good wind, we had decent weather, you're there, you've done everything right, and just can't get the deer to move. So it happens to all of us, and that's part of deer hunting. The crappy part is I'm fixing to have to get back home and get back to work.
Guys, we just got down. I'm going to show you a little trick. There's a good bit of buck sign in here. We got our lock-ons about 15-20 yards from this tree. I'm just sitting up in the stand this morning and I see the way these trails are laying. And I was wishing there'd be a scrape right here, so we're going to make one. Sometimes we overcomplicate mock scrapes. It really does not have to be that complicated. We're probably not even coming back in there for a week. But I'm still going to hit this dirt. So we're transitioning from an active branch more to the estrus scent. We're going to spray it and leave it. Trust me, that fresh dirt. Make sure there's a limb over the top of it. They'll use it. And there's a very good chance if a deer's already coming through here, when we get back in here, he'll stop and hit this spot. Don't even have a trail camera in here. Not putting one. This is a spot we're slipping into just for the rut. But it's really not that complicated. Make sure you got a limb, clear sight. Freshen that spot up, and I guarantee there'll be buck tracks in it.
When it comes to what apparel we choose at Wallhanger TV, it has to work. It's got to be rugged and last 12 months out of the year. That's why we trust Huntworth Apparel. Huntworth has quality apparel and gear for the entire family. I'm on my way home to try to make it, home for Sunday. And on the way home driving, I'm talking to Daddy. He's sending me pictures. He says, hey, if you can get to Alabama tomorrow, I think y'all can make it happen. So what do? We're fixing to get to Alabama.
He's going to get home late that night, and we're going to leave the next morning with Kaden, trying to get her on this buck in Alabama.
Oh, gotcha. Stop, I'm hurt, stop. So I come home from Kentucky and recruited me a driver to get us to Alabama and back, and a camera guy. Ow! Love you too.
He was there all night long. Now this is the little one.
That's the little one.
Yeah, you see that kicker on his G2 there? Mm-hmm. That's the little one. That big one was there all night too. Let's see.
So we just ate breakfast a few minutes ago, and we're looking at some deer pictures, and we're gonna go to Alabama in a little while, and we're gonna try to shoot the deer. Something's going down.
Quick trip, huh?
Something's going down.
So Papa is showing me these pictures of these deer in Alabama, some really nice bucks. So I have a really good feeling about going up there. I know we're at least going to see some kind of buck, which is a good thing.
See if we can't get this buck to move this evening. It's Sunday. She's got to be back for school, and I got to be back for work tomorrow. But we're going to let her ride and see what happens. Get some clean clothes, some fresh drawers, and we are heading back north.
You ready?
Miss Red Girl. Come on, Ruby.
Let's go.
Well, also, as you know, we're in Alabama, so we have all of our LSU gear going there. So, go Tigers. The good thing about hunting in Alabama is one day you could see nothing but a squirrel, another day you can see 10 bucks, and one day you could just see a doe and a yearling. It just depends. And then the also fun part about Alabama camp is it's not far away from the house. It's only like 3 or 4 hours. And also there's a big yard at the camp and at the sea can to play with the dogs and ride the buggy, and like to put out corn and stuff. So that's really fun.
Well, this trip I just kind of hung back at the camp and made sure they had supper and breakfast and all those things ready for hunting. It was warm. Kaden wasn't feeling the greatest, so we didn't really know what to expect, but we had high hopes.
So whenever we got up there, I wasn't really feeling the best. I was feeling kind of sick, and it was hot, and it's miserable to be sitting there whenever it's hot, whenever you're not sick. But whenever you feel bad, it makes it even worse. So it was not going that good.
Well, we've been driving since like 10 this morning. And Dad got back from Kentucky last night. And we've been riding all day since breakfast. And we just made it here and got settled in the blind, and Mama's putting out corn. We're hunting a big buck that Bubba's been having on camera. He wasn't here last year, but he's a big one.
Yeah, and I really felt bad when Kaden got to feeling bad like that, but we can rest when deer season is over. We've got 3 or 4 hours to make this hunt a quick hitter and head back home, so we're going to hang in here. We're going to be tough.
It's 86 degrees today, but the deer up north just aren't moving. We were in Kentucky and it was beautiful, but no deer are moving. So Daddy called when this buck showed up and started hitting this plot pretty heavy. We came in here and planted these plots about a month ago, but they've had like no rain until a couple of days ago, and this spot down here is shady and it stays cool and moist. This is the only plot on the whole place that's actually come up and looks halfway decent. So these deer are obviously feeding down here because it's one of the first food plots up. There's not a lot of acreage in the woods yet here fallen. It's one of the only places for them to feed. So this is the only spot that he's been getting pictures of that big deer. So we believe he's laying right here close somewhere. You wouldn't think with a southeast wind with 86 degrees that we'd be hopeful about shooting a deer, but we are. We're pretty hopeful. I feel like we got a decent chance to get a crack at that buck this evening. Any good rack buck comes in here, we're gonna try to dump him, but we're really here to try to make good on one of these bigger deer for this particular hunt. So we'll settle in and see what happens. shady down in this bottom. There's another deer coming in right here. That's a buck of some kind. Go ahead and get set. Oh, it's a couple bucks. That's that big 8-point. Can I shoot him? Yeah, you can shoot him.
You're watching Wallhanger TV. This portion is brought to you by Reconyx, the all-American made best trail camera on the market. See what you've been missing. Scent Killer Gold by Wildlife Research Center. Apply it, dry it, and go hunt. Redneck Blinds, the best hunting blind on the planet. Athlon, ridiculously good optics. Gator Tracks Boats, purpose-built boats for the extreme outdoors. Wallhanger Pedestals, customize your next trophy. Old South Dog Boxes, custom dog boxes, kennels, and trailers. Huntworth, top-notch gear at an affordable price. Yamaha, the all-new R-Max and their full lineup of ATVs, UTVs, and side-by-sides.